So I welcome all of you to the Knowledge Happy Hour. And you know that we meet every day at 7:30 p.m., this time 8 p.m., and discuss on a new topic, bring in new speakers to discuss various topic or various issues. Today's session is really, really massive that you can already see on your screen because I have with me all my panelists who are men, who are all alumni of Indian School of Image Management. And yes, we are going to be talking about a very important topic, which is called breaking the stereotype. So I welcome all my panelists today. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you so much, Sonia.
Thank you.
Great. Manoj, I think you are on mute.
Yep.
Wonderful. All right. So before we begin, let's just, I will give you all a round of introduction of all our panelists, starting with, let's see, Rohan. So Rohan Matthew is luxury retail professional, and he's also certified as an accredited jewelry professional from a prestigious institute, which we know as Gemological Institute of America. He has 12 years of experience selling high-end diamond jewelry, Swiss watches, and to luxury shoppers in various multiple international markets. Currently, he's pursuing image management from Indian School of Image Management, and he hopes to use his knowledge as a store manager or as sales trainer to help people increase their etiquette and communication skills to achieve maximum potential and success. So welcome, Rohan. It's really nice to have you here with us.
Thank you very much, Sonia. It's really great to be here as well.
Great, great. And our second panelist is Mihir. Mihir Thakkar is a part-time model. He started his career very humble beginning from a cycle shop, and he reached to becoming an image consultant. He's also a program advisor at Indian School of Image Management, and he's experienced in various industries such as F&B. He also worked in made-to-order clothing. He has also done event management. And finally, he found his calling, which was image consulting. And now he's a full-time image consultant and program advisor at Indian School of Image Management. So welcome, Mihir.
Thank you so much, Sonia.
Moving on to Aadharsh. Aadharsh has just started his journey with Indian School of Image Management. His education background is MSc in Marketing from University of Liverpool. He has work experience of being an MC. He has hosted multiple promotional event and fundraising campaign for several brands like Cancer Research and Research UK, Scope, and British Heart Foundation. Aadharsh is really passionate about lifestyle, fashion, and cosmetics and beauty. So he's really, really passionate about this. And now he is pursuing image management from our institute. So he wants to combine his interest and his knowledge together to have a career in this domain. So welcome, Aadharsh.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Very sweet of you.
Moving on to Rahul. Rahul is a certified life coach and an learning and development professional with a decade-long experience in performance coaching, adult learning, training delivery skills, group facilitation skills, and image management. At present, he's working for the Delhi International Airport in the training and coaching team. He's born and raised in Noida, graduated from the University of Delhi, and he enjoyed traveling, experiencing different culture. And what I know about Rahul is that he loves having his meaningful conversation with people besides being a yoga enthusiast. So welcome, Rahul.
Thank you, Sonia, and thank you for the wonderful introduction. Pleasure to be with you.
Pleasure to have you, Rahul. And last but not the least is Manoj Singh. Manoj Singh is the CEO of Purple Wave Infocom Private Limited. It's India's leading audio-visual solution providing company, which has offices in more than 100 cities and in UAE and Qatar. With over 20 years of experience in the industry, Manoj has started his entrepreneurial journey way back in 2003. And now India's leading companies are his clients such as Airbus, Adidas, BMW, IndusInd Bank, Yes Bank. If you look at education side, Lovely Professional University, SMU, Domino's, Marks and Spencer, and many more. I have a whole list over here. Not only entrepreneurship, Manoj is a thought leader in audiovisual technology, solution, and innovation. He's an avid learner and has keen interest in branding. It is his interest in branding that got Manoj interested in the field of image management. And today he combines his knowledge of branding from image perspective to provide path-breaking solutions to his clients. So welcome, Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you so much for such a
Pleasure
nice
to have you
introduction.
all here. Wonderful. So, as you all know, that we are going to have a conversation about breaking the stereotype. And which stereotype are we breaking? So, since I started my journey in image consulting, I have seen that there is a misconception that this industry is only restricted to women and only women can be image consultant. Now, there could be a reason behind it, and the truth of the matter is that it's not really true, because the first time when I traveled internationally to my AICI conferences, I was surprised to see a huge amount of men also being, a huge number of men also being in the industry and doing pretty well for themselves. So, why in India the stereotype has come up, and that's why we are having this panel with all the men in Indian School of Image Management to throw some light on this issue. So, let's begin right from, let's address the elephant in the room, that people think that image consulting is a women centric career. So, I want to take one by one everyone's opinion in what exactly what's your view on it, and what make you think or made you take up image consulting or a program or as a career. So if you could just share your experience, who want to go first? Manoj, do you want to start?
Yeah, for sure.
Please go ahead.
So, if I just look back and come to this image word itself, what has been, let's talk of India first. So, when I started my career way back in 96 and got into sales, and then what I found was that was the early days when image used to be like for anyone, when we used to say at the most a haircut or maybe some makeup. You do something during marriages or something and you end up looking good. So that used to be the image. That's something in 96. So today when I talk in 2020, now my entire view of image has changed. So starting from 2000 onwards, when I started traveling across the world and saw how things have been moving and how companies are working, how the word image got expanded from beauty to hair to then looks to etiquettes to communication to personal etiquette. So it kept on evolving. And today, when I say image is such a big industry, I can say, where you can have a complete set of things which can be handled by specific person. So it's like evolving field, and today image is entirely different from what used to be earlier. And India is opening up. India is now well connected. People are traveling a lot.
Right.
Everyone is involved into that. So that's how now today it has catch the eyes of everyone. Means now people talk of, okay, yes, image consultant means something else,
Right.
not a beautician or a stylist.
Correct. Correct. No, that's a very important point, that it has evolved over the period of time and it's not exactly what it used to be. And that's what has actually changed or brought the shift into the industry. Rahul, do you want to throw some light also about what is your view and what made you also take up image consulting?
Sure. And well, Sonia, candidly speaking, I've never come across anyone who has put across the point of women centricity to image consulting. When I introduce myself as an image consultant, so the first question that I come across is, wow, what do you do? So that means, as Manoj said, yes, we are evolving in terms of the level of exposure and how things are when we say the word image. So for me, yes, it's a wonderful opportunity, first of all, to learn myself, and then secondly, with all the knowledge that I have, to help others achieve what they're looking for. And yes, today the market is open. The international boundaries have reduced. So the scope also increases a lot, not just in terms of learning, but also delivering what I learn as well.
I think that's a very good insight. I have heard from first time that you never experienced and people gave a positive response. So that's really great. I think over the period of time now with the industry being 12-year-old in India, it has really evolved. So that's a wonderful thing now, Rahul. And yes, it's what I actually take out and I actually say is that image consulting is a profession. So a profession cannot be gender specific. It's a profession, right? Anyone can take it. So I think you come somewhere from there only that it's a profession and I do this for my career as a profession. Mihir, do you want to throw some light on this? Where do you where do you think this come from? Like, why do people have this question also that's dominated by women, and is it women centric only? So where would be the origin? What do you think, and why you actually joined image consulting?
So, to be really honest, I have always come across people saying that image consulting is all about appearance. It's only about beauty. It's only about makeup and styling. So I always had a thing for fashion, for helping people. So uh, I actually was searching for a platform where I could get something from the corporate, something from the fashion, and um, I came across ISIM, and everybody knows it's the best. So for me, the stereotype was like people used to kind of mock me that you're doing image consulting, so it's about makeup, styling. So once I did the course, I kind of understood that this is not actually about styling. It's about building the image, building the confidence, helping out people. So um, I joined this course because I always had like a support, that I want to support people and build their confidence, build their image, and make them more confident to step out in the world and achieve whatever they can. So yeah, this is why I chose this field.
Wonderful. What is your view about this, Rohan? What do you think? I think I remember very well that we had a brief conversation about this, correct? And where we touched upon this topic when you were just thinking about your next move in your career. So, what made you take the jump? Where and to maybe inquire and think about image management as your next step. What was the motivating factor behind it?
Well, Sonia, that is correct. During my initial, like when I was finding out about ISIM, I did have a conversation, and to be honest with you, I was slightly overwhelmed during my research to see everywhere the pictures of beautiful looking women and no men at all in this. So I wanted to take the decision and join in, but. Like if I could share my story and if I could share my experience, I've been working in highly competitive environments for like about 12 years. Being a salesperson, I have worked with a lot of nationalities in international markets. And I have received very good sales training and very good etiquette coaching from from my employers. And I have worked with very good image consultants who are male. So, but yes, like at the same time, I would definitely say in India, the numbers are largely in the favor of women. Like I would say that. But then I have worked always shoulder to shoulder with women, and I consider them to be what you call excellent in their trade as well. But from my side, if I could again what you call resort to my story, I basically have a fine detail, fine, fine eye for the smallest details of things. So I have worked with a lot of clients selling jewelry, and I noticed that when I sell jewelry, when I concentrate more on their style, instead of my piece of jewelry or the watch, when I concentrate on their style and compliment them on their style, they are more perceptive and basically engage more and more interested in the sale. So that's what basically always got me interested in speaking to people about their style, speaking to people about their image.
Right.
And that's what got me interested in this. Uh, Also, I would also basically say that I've also basically worked with colleagues who I have seen have beautiful sales skills, who have beautiful talents in them, but just because of a lack of a certain soft skill or of a uh, certain area in their personality, they haven't been able to exploit themselves like to the utmost. So I was very interested in that, and that's what got me into image consulting.
Right, right. That's really great inputs, Rohan. And Adarsh, what about you? Means if you can also share your journey about this. We also had a long conversation. So, what do you have to say, and where do you think you know this whole stereotype is coming from?
Well, why I took up image consulting is because I've always wanted to have a path of my own. I hated the idea of going to office and spending like 9 to 5 and coming back. So I've always had this proclivity for fashion and beauty. And then I always felt there's a lacuna in the South, especially for trained image consultants. So I thought I could do something there. And also, I love the fact that I could be my own boss, work untrammeled by rules and regulations and the mundane stuff. I know it's very different because you sometimes you style for a client, sometimes you do wedding trousseau shopping, sometimes you do soft skill training, sometimes you could be doing dining etiquette. So I really like the variety in the job. And then speaking of image consulting and gender stereotyping, I don't think this gender is a major deterrent in choosing what one loves to do. If you're passionate and confident enough in pursuing what you love doing, I think that's what matters the most. Because these days we have women flying the flight, flying the planes, and going to space. And even if you look at the makeup industry, majority of the stylists or makeup artists are men. So I don't think gender is a issue at all. It's your passion and confidence that matter. And of course, yen to help people is very important. Yeah.
That's true. I think you have raised a very important point, which is that gender does not matter, it's the passion. And it ties back into, I think, the group consensus here is that it's a profession and we need to see it as a profession and not attach it to any gender. And at the end of the day, the passion to help people, to help them grow in whichever format of life, be it their personal, from their soft skills point of view, or even from branding, or from corporate communication or etiquette point of view, or appearance point of view. It's the passion to help your clients. That's what matters at the end of the day. Now, moving on to you all being men. So now if you can just, and most of our audience today is actually women. So we know, and there is a fact that people who actually go for, I think my audio is not very clear. I'm getting inputs. Okay, let me just switch off my video and maybe that will help. Okay. Is it better now?
Yes, much better.
Yes, oh, wonderful. Night and day difference. All right, got it. Thank you, everyone. So the question that I want to ask is that majority of our clients are a few, like if we can say the split is like 60-40, at least in India, that's the trend that I have seen. So you all come, being men, if you can just give from your point of view, that how can image consultant serve men better, like from a coming from being a man, and from that perspective, if you can just throw light on that and let everyone, the audience, know that how can you make your services better for a male client. So Rohan, do you want to take the lead on this one?
Yes, definitely. In fact, that's a question that I've always been thinking about. What I would just like to say again from my story and from my work experience is that first of all, uh, pertaining to male clients, we need to be creating a certain awareness in them, especially when it comes to India, that it's okay to seek image consulting. Go ahead and take it, because I might be completely wrong, but from my experience, I have seen that men usually enter into their professional lives with force, with basically hard skills and brute force. And then only when a certain years down the line, when they recognize that things aren't working out for them, or they, for example, have received a promotion and now they're in a very new setting, uh, they seek advice. So we need to create that awareness that it's okay to seek it right from the start, especially when you're finishing your graduation or finishing your MBA. The second thing is, I would just like to say that I've come across men who need to basically up their, they basically have to improve on their emotional quotient. That's what I felt. Again, with brute force, you come in with hard skills. Like I've had beautiful salesperson trying to sell jewelry on the basis of its characteristics, the characteristic of the diamond, the fineness of the gold, but they don't want to get into how to connect with a shopper like on a personal level. So asking men to improve their emotional intelligence, their things like adaptability, persuasion skills, empathy with people. Also, I think if we can ask men to improve on their relationship management, that would help them a lot more in their professional life. So it's things like that that we need to concentrate more with men. But that's just my opinion.
No, that's really great insights, emotional quotient to work on that, because yes, I also feel that somewhere, that requires a little bit of work over there. So that's a great insight. Rahul, what's your view? How can we all serve men better?
Well, Sonia, as per my observation, the male clients that I've met, so they know that what they want, but the whole struggle is how. So they need information on how they can achieve what they're trying to achieve. And something what we can really do, especially for us Indian men, to play with colors. So there's very limited information to people on colors, how they can actually use colors, and coming from a trained image consulting background, because it's a science that we use, a technique. So when we explain this to our clients, so it makes sense to them, and when they actually implement it, it makes a lot of difference to their lives. So, it's all about breaking the shell, breaking the cocoon, and experimenting, giving them the information, right information, trying, experimenting, and then definitely it'll give them the results.
I think that's really great input. Very well said, Rahul. Showing the how, and a lot of great trainers and teachers actually say that don't tell, show, right? So maybe that's where you're coming from. That if you tell how to do things and show how to do things, and especially stuff like color, when I actually talk to my clients, and I totally agree with what you were saying, when I first talk to my clients about color analysis, they feel that, do I really need, that's all something which, women worry about. But the minute you start showing the how and you start showing the impact of it, so if you can measure it and if you can start showing the impact of it, the minute you put your services into measurable terms, I think that's where men just go for it. They want to now get that thing because there is something which is quantifiable, which can get attached, right?
Correct.
Yes. Manoj, what's your take? How can everyone, like all image consultants across the world, can really serve men better? What's your take on it?
Like, let's talk the worldwide trend, or let's take India specifically. If we see, men are heading most of the corporates, most of the leading enterprises, most of the multinationals. So when we talk of Fortune 500, when we talk of 1,000 India's best companies working with, I will normally talk about corporates because that's the place where I have been for last 23 years. So seeing everyone grow from very basic company to a global companies, what I have understood is men are the one in today's day will need it the most. If you really see, let's talk how companies have evolved. Let's go back to 2000 and 2020. 2020, if you see the new offices, see the WeWorks, likes of all the co-working spaces, see how colors have come into picture. From a corporate world where white and gray used to be the thing, you can't have anything apart from an office has to be either a white painted thing or at the most some gray walls over there, and you have a corporate office. And today you have offices which are being experimented with colors, with designs, with seatings. So now comes the main part, the head of the organizations or the executive team of the organizations. So it starts from the top. We have changed the overall look of the organization, but think of a scenario, a 60-year-old chairman of a company which has really changed the entire look of the organization. It's now giving a vibrant and youth look, and the person comes in the suits what he used to wear in 90s. So those are the people we have to start with. Means the change has to start from the top management to the executive team. Then it comes to the bottom line. Anyway, bottom line, if we see, guys, our new team means Rahul, Mihir, Rohan, they all are anyway are of a new generation, I will say. They understand. They understand some sense. They have color sense. They have everything. But going into office and seeing the management not up to that level, they might have to compress themselves. So if we can change the top, the overall culture and the atmosphere is going to really change. And I see a huge, huge demand for that. It's not about their dressing, about their behavior, about the etiquettes, about their own image. Means organization image is linked with the head of the organization. If the head is not up to date, the head is not meeting with the global standards, all said and done, being a global company nowadays is not just a company. Everyone has to be global. So I see image consultants will really come in handy over there. That's the place to be in if we have to really look at a wider scope. Means talking to one person and really doing it for 100. Doing a personal shopping, it's my view. Don't take it otherwise. So doing a personal shopping for one account or one marriage function or something, wider scope awaits for male image consultants to really take on the world.
True, true, true. No, Manoj, I think that's a very important point that you just made. And a lot of people, and this is one of the first few conversation that Manoj and I had also, a lot of people who actually join image consulting think about that the usage or the actual application of is restricted to people only. But what we actually don't realize that people are the one who make the company. The companies are nothing, it's just brick and mortar. It's people who make the company, and that starts from the senior most leadership. So when you start a company or any business you take, why there's so much money spent on designing a logo and having a brand guideline in a particular color? Why is it that important? If it was not that important, then nobody would have actually spent on it. The reason that is there because that's part of the imagery of the company. And same goes on for everything, the look, the feel, and it's a domino effect. Once you start on one angle and mostly from the top, it just like transpires into the levels below. It creates a domino effect, and that's where it actually become bigger than you actually think about. And I have been working for the last 4 or 5 years in the corporate image domain only. So having said that, I actually go to companies where I meet the CEOs, and usually I'm taken around the office for a round to show how the office looks like. What are the things like the cars the people are driving, how's the working culture of the office, which are the external agencies that are hired, what is the external communication. So I'm working with the interior decorator, I'm working with the PR agency, I'm working with the digital marketing agency, internal stakeholders and communications, external. So it's a really, and that's just because I am giving my inputs on image from the image perspective to all these departments. So that's also another scope which people, but yes, you need to get your basic knowledge. There's no separate thing that you need to learn or do for this. It's just you need to get your concepts right, and you have to think about how you can start presenting it at the major level that Manoj is talking about. So a very good point that you raised, Manoj, over here. And that's what he has been working on, creating solutions for companies on the corporate branding and corporate imagery point of view. Adarsh, I would like to hear from you that how, from men perspective, people can really help serve better? Like, how can image consultants serve men better?
Well, I think most of the men are ignorant of the services available in the market. For example, when it comes to skincare or hair care or even beauty, men are really ignorant. Like, for example, for like hair care, they don't even realize there are so many services available in the market. For example, you've got most men face thinning or balding, and there are a lot of like treatments like stem cells. You've got laser, you've got PRP, you've got hair transplants. So I think educating the men is key here. And also we have to remove the stigma that remains, like if a man can't go in for color corrections or men can't go for beauty treatments. So I think breaking down the stigma is also very essential, and educating them, that's absolutely fine to hire an image consultant, work with them to kind of enhance their wardrobe or kind of bring changes, revamp their style, or go for hair treatments like Sonia was saying the other day, going for regular hair spas, conditioning treatments. So I think even men can avail them at salons and spas. So I think there's nothing disgraceful about it. So I think that we need to educate them, and also the services and eating habits too, like dining etiquette. There's nothing wrong in working with an image consultant and
True,
educating
true.
yourself. Yeah.
Very true, Adarsh. In fact, that's what I tell all my male clients, that tell me, what is the first thing that you notice when you see somebody for the first time? It's
Yeah.
this, right?
Yeah.
It's the
True.
face.
And
It's
first
the
thing,
first thing that you notice. A lot of people say shoe, but I look at the face and then go to the shoe. So if your face is that important, yes, you learn how to make great first impression, but what about everything else? Why not make this also shine and,
yeah,
be the
exactly.
best?
Why not pamper yourself?
Absolutely. I think Sunita is resonating with what we are saying right now. She says, I don't myself. She's saying wonderful insights, gentlemen. So a lot of great comments are coming for all of you. One of them is by Sunita, and she's saying wonderful insights. I don't see myself resonating any differently on the idea of why image management. It's just not gender specific. So she is also agreeing with all of you. What about Mihir? Mihir, can you just give some insights on how, image consultants can serve women better? Or sorry,
Men.
client, yeah, men better.
So as far as I've spoken to clients and students, the one thing that is very common between everyone is that they come on the point of asking that, will this build confidence in me? Confidence as in, then ask in which department or which part of like where you need confidence. So some say from appearance, some say from the etiquette part, some say from public speaking part. So I believe that rather than working only on one specific module on a person, why not work on the entire stuff, from the appearance, from the behavior, from the public speaking, from building confidence. So confidence is that one key that is a very important aspect in a men. So men will be, I can say, very satisfied with all the services that an image consultant provides when he feels confident about entering the world from creating a new image for himself. Be it then the person, be it from corporate, from fashion, from aviation, from anywhere. The key to make a man, like very satisfied with the amount he's been paying is building confidence. So it doesn't matter in which module, but the confidence is the key, because we men feel that sometimes we lack confidence, and we actually don't appreciate ourselves, no matter how much milestones we have reached.
Right,
So the
right.
confidence is about like building the confidence and making them aware of their emotional intelligence as well.
Right. No, I think that's a great insight, Mihir, and start from the confidence, because that's where, you can really, if a person does not really have the confidence in themselves and their capabilities and own up their skills, even their strength, also most importantly, their weaknesses, you can't really make much of a difference. I am getting a question for all of you. So let's take the question and I'll push it out to all of you. So maybe in quick, simple words, you can maybe say it in yes or no. So this question is by Nidhi Bharadwaj, and she's asking, did you guys face any statements or reaction coming from your friends or family that why you have chosen image consulting. And you can just give a one-liner answer to what you responded back. Rahul, you want to start?
Yeah, well, only wonderful comments and greetings.
That's amazing. What about you, Aadharsh?
I can't see the comments actually.
That's okay. That's why I'm reading it out to you.
Yeah.
So just go ahead and share if you faced any reaction or statements from your family or friends that you have, why you have chosen image consulting.
Of course, my mom even asked me, "Well, will you get clients? Who's going to pay? Like, will you get?" She was like in a very. She was like, I had to convince her. I had to sit down with her and kind of convince her, because it's not a mainstream career, and I need to I needed to give lessons to all my relatives to help them identify who's an image consultant, what they do,
Right.
what kind of roles we do, and all that. Yeah.
Right.
So, yes.
That's great. So it required a little bit of convincing,
Yes.
unlike Rahul. Rahul was the lucky one. What about
It was
Rohan? Rohan, what was your reaction from your loved ones, friends and family?
Well, they've been very supportive for starters, and especially my mom, who's always been there with me right from my start of my career. And she's basically witnessed like the small changes I have brought to people's lives, especially working as a store manager for the past 5 years. You know, like I've had newbies joining the store and they have absolutely no idea uh, sales skills or how to sell. And I've really trained them. I've worked with them on a more empathizing level. So my family was very supportive and said, this is something that comes naturally to you, speaking with people, working with people, and
Right.
like also improving the self-image. So
Correct.
my family was very supportive. A few of my friends had really uh, basically asked me to take this up. Like especially my subordinates who work with me, they've said that
Right.
please go and do some training for you to become like a formal trainer with people. So like I've had a lot of support from society.
Great, great. What about you, Manoj?
People have been very supportive, and what they have been like, like they just keep on asking me. Means earlier you were just helping us how to have a best of the meeting room, boardroom, and being productive and have a good learning environments. Now you have to make us inside how we feel and act over there. So the same people, they just say, okay, instead of now taking care only of the technology part, take care of us also. So they have been very supportive in that case.
It's like a holistic solutions
Yeah.
that you're providing. Great, great. Mihir, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I've initially when I was doing the course, I didn't tell much all of them, only a few of my friends, and once I got my certification, I uploaded it on all social media. So then people were greeting me and very good insights about like people were telling all the best and stuff. So they know that image consultant is a perfect profession.
Right. And I think, Nidhi, that answer your question. And as you can see that everyone was very supportive. Yes, there will always be question, but that's for every profession. Anytime you want to do something new, people ask question. And I'm getting comments from, audience also. And this is something that even I faced. And Shilpa is saying that I think we women also have to explain our role as an image consultant, as very few understand it. So I think it's going to be the same for men, and maybe more question will be asked about choosing this profession. It will be similar for both of them. And I totally resonate with it, because for the first few years of my career as image consultant, I was just answering people's question and, why is it different than personality development, and what is it all about, and do you get paid for all this? So those are the kind of questions that I was being asked. Coming to our next section, and if you have more questions for our 5 panelists, please do share them on the chat if you want to ask something specific and what they are doing, because some of them are really, if you talk about Rahul and Manoj as well as Mihir, they are already working professional, and Rohan and Aadharsh are pursuing, but they also have great plans to what they want to do post the certification. So if you want to discuss or ask something particular about what they are doing and how they have combined their existing knowledge or pre-image consulting knowledge with their image consulting knowledge, you can ask that question. Moving on to our next section. If you want to just give one advice to everyone, all the men out there who want to pursue this profession, what will be your advice to anyone who's starting? Especially we are going to restrict it to men who are starting their career as an image consultant. What will be your advice? One advice. Mihir, do you want to start?
Yeah, so my only advice is that get into this field before it gets crowded with all the men, because this is a place where we can, like, men can create a big impact in a woman-centric profession. So we have a very good scope in this.
Wonderful. What about you, Rahul?
Well, first establish the fact why. Why do you want to get into image consulting? Because as we discussed before, the question that people would ask you, that later on you don't want to think that, no, is it the right decision that I've made? So establish the fact why. And second thing is that look for a very good institute. For example, all of us have found ISIM, look for a very good institute like this, and then enroll yourself, get all the learning, and then start with it. Start with meeting people, interaction, collaboration, innovation, creativity, and then just go on.
Wow, that's really nicely said. And starting with your why is the most important, because otherwise people will ask you a question and you will start getting doubt. So knowing your why is the most important thing. Great insight, Rahul. Yeah, that was wonderful. What about you, Adarsh? What would you want to advise the future men image consultants?
Well, as I say, you cannot pour from an empty cup. You'll have to first work on yourself and improve yourself. And I think building a portfolio is also essential. Maybe you can go after masters or after getting a bachelor's degree. You have something to fall back on. And also, people trust you better if you have a good backbone of an education, which is very integral. Also, you should work on yourself and your image and, kind of look the part as well. So that is also important. And you should be a people's person because you're working with people. So I think, yeah, communication is key as well. And you should have a flair for colors and textures and patterns and fabrics. So I think that too matters a bit. Yeah.
Right. Right. No, that's also very important, that start with yourself, because we're talking about the word image. We are talking about, branding, personal branding. So you will be walking out as your own personal brand and your own company brand. So you need to look like and talk like and walk like one. What about Rohan? Rohan, would you want to share some insights on it?
Yes, well, I wouldn't be actually I wouldn't be able to give so much of advice as to what you should do, like, particular while working with men. But on a more general level, I would just like to say that if you want to become an image consultant, as a male, you should generally have that empathy for others. You should have a personal reason as to why do you want to do it.
Right.
I would just like to say that work with somebody who is suffering with an image problem, so that you really connect with that person, and you should have a genuine reason to help him and improve in the areas where he's lacking. Unless you don't have that empathy, I think if you just concentrate on the business side of it, it's not going to take you a long way in this industry.
Right. I think that's a great insight again, Rohan, because you need to step into the other person's shoe and literally be and walk a little, not just step in. You need to walk and take a walk and understand where they are coming from, because if you don't understand that, you really can't make that much of a difference. So that's again a great insight. Wow, like I'm mind blown, the amount of insights and advice that are coming from all of you for future image consultant. Manoj, what's your advice to all the male future aspiring image consultants?
What I would like to first of all say is, don't take it as something like a graduation course, number one.
Right.
Don't think that it's just you will get a certificate and you are done and you will get something once you are out of that. Number two, don't look at as something what you will be looking for. It's not a short-term career. Okay, I will do it for a year or 2 or 3, and then I will switch lane and I will do something else and then something else and then something else. Number 3, I will say, get into it if you have eye for details. Means, do you really understand things? Do you have that flair? Can you really make difference to people's life? If you think that yes, you can, then image consulting is a course which will really give you the processes. I will say it's like a surgeon, a heart surgeon. A heart surgeon, how he is good or bad, how we say Tarhan is a good surgeon or expert is a not a good surgeon. It's about his skills, how he handles patients and give results. So if you don't have that skills and you can't get those skills developed in yourself, you will not be able to really go far in that, because this industry, that trends will change, things will change, but there are specific learnings which will be there. That's going to be the foundation. You have to keep on working on that, keep on developing on that, and be with clients. And once you are there with people, they are the one who are going to teach you. And once they teach you, you have to be the learner. And once you become a learner, then you become again a teacher. So that's how it works. And the sky is the limit then. Otherwise, yeah, for any career, in that case, I keep on telling in my company, means to every new joinee or anyone, like, it's up to you where you want to go from here. It's a platform. So image consultant while doing a course, and once you get a certificate, and as Mir said, once you upload on Facebook and YouTube, you will get a lot of wows. Oh, real great, good, good. But the result is going to come when you are there in the field. So you have to play the game, go in the ground, play and learn and teach and develop yourself. So self-development, eye for
Right.
details, that I can go on. So means these are the basics I can just say, like, it holds good for everyone.
No, thanks,
So,
Manoj. And I
Sonia, I
think
think you should be confident and you should be happy with yourself.
correct.
And I think you should love yourself. Only then can you help others and lift others up. So I think you should
Right.
be confident in your own skin, that too as well.
Right, right. No, I think Manoj, what you raised as points and the first few don'ts that you gave, I think they were very necessary. That what are the don'ts? What are you not supposed to do when you start or embark on this journey? So, not taking it as a recreation, not looking at it as a short-term program, but committing to it. That's the most important thing. So those don'ts and the list of don'ts were really, really key. And I totally resonate with that. So thank you, all of you, for such a great insight on this particular question of the advice. I think those were all of you, actually, all 5 of you gave such great advice to all the future aspiring image consultant. The funny thing or the irony here is that it applies to both men and women. It was not just for male consultant, and that's what we are trying to establish here, that it's a profession, it's not gender specific, and professions are never gender specific. All right, I have last question coming in from the audience, and then we'll go to the rapid fire round. So the question is from Sunita, and she's asking, is there any area where you think collaboration specifically become important for you? Manoj, do you want to take that, like in simple?
Yeah, collaboration is going to be the most important part, because if we just take 5 of us or 6 of us, taking you also, so we all might have some specific expertise, but as an overall bouquet, as an overall bucket, we have to have the entire gamut of solutions and products, which is going to really make a person
Right.
the new one. So collaboration is the key. Means collaboration is the key, not only for this, for every new
Everything.
thing what we have.
Very true. Very true. Rahul, what's your view on any specific collaboration that is the key for image consulting?
Well, collaboration is the key for success.
I think Rahul is froze. Mihir, you want to take it up till we wait for Rahul?
Yeah, so collaboration for me is not is any like in any specific field, because image consultant is, once you get your certification, it's like you enter an ocean. So you have multiple opportunities in the ocean. and someday you can collaborate with some corporates, some salons, some fashion styles. So there's no specific area, but collaborate with all, like
Right, right.
grow and
Adarsh,
learn.
what about you?
Yeah, a plethora of collaborations because we have to work with hairstyles. And like how Sony was telling the other day, like wellness expert, PR firms even. So I think it depends on the clients. So we need to have a lot of collaborations in
Right.
terms of dermatologists, trichologists, and everyone. Yeah, wellness
Rohan.
experts. Yeah.
Right, right, Adarsh. What about you, Rohan?
Well, I think until I basically have my feet firmly planted in the industry, I would definitely be relying on a lot of collaborations with people,
Right,
things like with fitness experts, nutritionists, speech therapists, where I
right.
find a client that he needs specific guidance on a certain matter. So, yeah, collaborations is the key, especially as like especially when you're new in the industry, you definitely would have to work with a lot of people.
Right, right. Those are great insight. And Sunita, I hope you got your response. Rahul is back. Rahul, do you want to complete your answer?
Oh, sure. There was some technical glitch, so I'm
No
back
problem.
now. So as I was saying that, no, my skill set is that I'm good with communication. So when I have to give an image makeover to a client, so I would work on the etiquette, communication, behavior as well. However, when it comes to detailing of, say, makeup or hair, in that case, I would definitely collaborate with a specialist. So that is the key. So it's not just about me, what I get out of it. It's a win-win situation for everyone.
Okay, great, great. Thanks, Rahul, for that. We are going to get into the rapid fire round now because we are running out of time. And after that, if we still have time, we will then take a couple of audience questions. So brace yourself, all of you. Great. Everyone's ready?
Yes,
Yeah.
whenever you are.
Thank you, Rahul. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take your name and ask the question. I will ask the question and then take your name. So the question will be like asked once and everyone has to answer. Then we'll move on to the second one. Okay. So the first question for you is hardest subject in image management. Mihir,
Color analysis.
Adarsh,
Yeah, flows and color analysis. Yeah.
Rahul,
Makeup.
Rohan,
I would say principles of design.
Manoj.
Evaluate the body shapes and all.
All right. And what was your favorite subject in image management? Manoj, starting with you.
Color.
Adarsh,
Everything except flows and color.
Rohan,
We're doing body analysis at the moment. I think that's quite interesting.
Rahul,
Color.
Mihir.
Personality styles.
Favorite memory of learning the course, like during the course. Rohan, you're still doing it. Adarsh, you are also pursuing, but yeah, favorite memory. So starting with Mihir.
So the favorite memory is my makeup class, where I was just dabbing for like 3 hours continuous, and I didn't have any idea, but it's a very beautiful memory for me.
I remember that one. I was I was shocked what you were doing.
I had
Rahul,
no
what
clue.
about you?
Well, for me, it's with Shilpa during one of her classes when we had to actually paint. Then, I don't remember when was the last time I held a brush and colors in my hand. So that was really a task for me.
Wonderful. Rohan, for you?
Well, as of now, I think your first class was a good memory when you actually spelled it out exactly what image consulting is. So it was good.
Great, great. What about you, Manoj? What was your favorite memory?
The color palettes, when we really put the colors and saw in the mirror how a color can change your face.
Right. And I can see that you have applied it today. You're wearing your colors. Adarsh, what about you? Favorite memory?
Um, color theory classes.
Color theory.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Favorite, next question, favorite fashion brand? Rahul. Okay, we'll move on to Rohan. Rahul is frozen. Rohan, favorite fashion
My
brand?
favorite fashion brand is ISIM.
Nice. Manoj?
Kanali, there are many, so Kanali can be one of them. So Armani, Kanali.
Great. Aadharsh.
Chanel, of course, and Armani.
Wow. Okay. Mihir
Zara.
Yes.
and Rahul.
Bali.
Great. Favorite book, Rahul?
Well, right now I'm reading. This was the same book that I was reading when I was doing the classes as well. Unfortunately, I could not finish the autobiography of a yogi.
Wow. Nice. And I know you are a reader, so there's no one favorite. Rohan, favorite book?
Well, if you ask me, I read a lot of fiction, and I like Amitav Ghosh. He's an Indian fiction writer, and his favorite book is Sea of Poppies.
Nice. Mihir?
I don't really read, but I can start if you'll suggest me some.
Great. I will suggest you later. And you can talk to Rahul, Rohan, and Manoj. I know are readers, so get in touch with them. They'll give you a long list. Manoj?
So after reading, I don't know, hundreds or thousands of books, there is no favorite, but one book I can recommend to everyone is like, whenever you start reading, start with a tiny book, a book called Jonathan the Living Seagull.
I totally agree and second that. It's one of the life-changing book. Aadharsh?
Like me, I don't read much, but Vogue certainly is my Bible.
Nice. Love that. Favorite color, Manoj?
Pink.
Aadharsh?
Purple.
Mihir? Come on, Mihir, you're on mute.
Baby pink.
Baby pick Rahul.
Blue.
Baby pink.
And Rohan?
Well, I also go with blue. I like blue a lot.
Great, 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 great. All right. So that was your rapid fire. Okay, I have one last question for your rapid fire. Working with male client or working with a female client? Manoj?
Would love to work with female clients.
Aadharsh?
Me? Hello?
So I asked male client or female client? Who do you want to work with?
Female client.
Rahul?
Female clients, anytime.
Okay, and Rohan?
Most definitely female client.
Wonderful. So there's a common consensus that all these stunning men want to just work with women. And you will be surprised to see it later on. Go on the comment section, the amount of comments that you are all are getting. People are calling all of you handsome, gorgeous, stunning. So, you know, you have a huge fan base right now on YouTube. So please go out after the session and just, you know, check them out. There are amazing comments right there. Okay, I have a couple of questions from the audience coming in now. So let's just quickly answer them. This one is from Aditya. Aditya is asking, how can your previous business degree contribute to your career in image consulting? Do you want to take this up, Rahul?
Oh, sure. Well, it depends. So first of all, what you have studied and what is your key area of interest. So because when we say the word image, it's a domain wherein we get to work on a lot of aspects. It's not just the clothing, styling, or the communication. A lot of aspects are involved. So with your area of expertise, because your education, your knowledge, and if you have previous work experience as well, so it's a wonderful opportunity. Mix it with the current the image consulting, the education that you receive, and then go out, look how you can be more creative, because it's not just being what you're being taught, because everything is available online. It's about how you can be more creative and what is something that you can do out of the box for your clients.
Great, great. And Aadharsh, do you want to throw some light on the same question, that how can your previous journey or previous degree, business degree, contribute to your career in image consulting? I think this is your friend who's asking this.
Yeah, I think since I'm into marketing, that really helps, because you need to market yourself as a person, as a brand. So self branding helps, personal branding. So yeah, marketing, branding, all those designing, that kind of helps. Finance helps, accounting, a bit of accounting, yes. Advertising, yeah. So basically,
right,
right. Yeah.
Great, great. All right. My next question is for Manoj. Manoj, if you can, this is by Sudha. Sudha is asking that she's saying thank you to all of you for the session first. And she's asking, can image consultation be long-term, full-time, sustainable career? Or the scope is limited for men as this is more of a female dominated oriented profession? So Sudha, I would just like to take an opportunity that I think we established that it is not a female dominated oriented profession. All the men over here really shed a lot of light on it, and it's now kind of we understand that it's a profession which is does and profession do not have gender. But to answer your first part of your question, which is can image consultation be long-term, full-time, sustainable career? Manoj, do you want to take that up?
Yeah, so I think there is no doubt in that. As I earlier also have said, I think twice or thrice, this is a career which is a very long-term thing. If you see AICI members and just see means even in our earlier rounds, we have seen presenters who see their age, at what age they are now and what they are doing. So
Right.
that shows very clearly, and just see global trends and see the money, what is being made out of this career. If you
Right.
will see very in general means India, okay, we are lagging, but globally the trend is close to 40,000, 50,000 USD is a very standard earning of a average consultant. When I say average, that's someone who has done for around 8 to 10 years. So once you are there in your 40s and 50s, I think you will be having a vast industry out of it and you can create a business. And I will just add one thing, like someone asked earlier, like having a business degree will help. I will say we all are creative guys. So having a business degree, consultants with a business degree or having someone with business knowledge will really help, because we are not really deep into all those money, all those things. So if that is there, that will really help and you will be able to really make a good organization out of this.
Right, right. No, I think that's a great advice on the question. Rohan, Rahul, do you want to add something? Do you have a point on or to add on something what Manoj said on the same question?
Well, if you just like if you want me to start, I feel that there is no limit to which you can go once you have established yourself as a successful image consultant. If I could just quickly add, I remember this Chinese lady who's basically pioneering the soft skills and the coaching segment in China. She's running a course that charges $16,000 only for 12 days. So, of course, she's lady, but we've established that basically women and men can work shoulder to shoulder in this, and sky is the limit. So, like it all depends how you channel yourself, how you market yourself, and how you've been able to position yourself in the market. And once you're successful in that, sky is the limit.
Yeah. And just one point I would like to add to this. Don't just look for quick money or quick bucks. Look for brand building. So because once you make a brand, then success is something that'll follow you. And it's as we've discussed, it's not short term,
Right.
it's long term. So work on yourself, work on the brand, and then definitely you'll get success.
Right. And Mihir, do you have some last add-on points on this? Like quick, very quick, because we have to wrap up.
So basically, for like, there's the once you get certified with being an image consultant, there is an ocean, as I mentioned before. So just build yourself. Just build yourself on in every aspect of life and imbibe that thing in your clients. So, and I call that emotional money.
Right.
So once you get emotional money, you will be very rich internally as well.
Right. True, true. All right, so those were some real great insight, all of you. Thank you so much for your inputs. I think we have answered all the questions. If there are any questions that I have missed out, because we have already gone over our limit, I would actually urge all my panelists today to just go into the comment section, answer all those questions, and all the people who are really admiring you and your fan club, please go and respond to them also. And yes, so thank you so much for your insights today. And it was a pleasure having you all. And to talk about today's topic, which is breaking the stereotype, I can now clearly say that we have established that image consulting is a profession which is not gender specific. It's absolutely gender neutral, just like any other profession. So let's close this debate for once for all and just move on to make our careers better. Thank you so much for coming in today, everyone.
Thank you, Sonia. The pleasure was all mine.
Thank you for inviting us.
Thanks, Rohan. Thanks, Mihir. Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Manoj. Thanks, Aadharsh. So that's it for my pleasure. So that's it for today's session. And we had all the men from, we had missed a few of them, but yes, a lot of men from ISIM. Do not miss tomorrow's session, which is going to be on NLP, which we call as Neurolinguistic Programming, the full form. And this session will be by Mihir Thakkar. She's a certified image consultant by Indian School of Image Management. So do not miss this session. All right, I'll see you tomorrow at the same time, 7:30. We will be trying to be on Facebook. If the problem appears, we will inform you if we are going to do it on YouTube. So do not go anywhere. We will be live tomorrow, 7:30. See you all.
See you. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Good night. Happy Easter.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Bye.
Bye. Good night.
See you. Bye. Thank you. Bye. Stay safe.